we're gonna start with the yoke walk. Now, I'm gonna start from the ground up on this. Now, the first thing you wanna do is have the height set. I've seen in contests a lot of times, people have the height set too low, too high. That's really gonna mess you up, especially having it too high. If it's too high, you're gonna bang on the ground. You gotta take into consideration, when you get your yoke height, you usually do it with no weight on it, like I have it right now. Now, when you get in the contest you're about to go, you're gonna have 5, 6, 7, upwards of, almost 1,000 pounds sometimes. That's going to shrink you a little bit. So you want to have it set to the right height. So one thing I like to do when I do that is I'll get set here, I'll actually move it around a little bit, just swing it, just to make sure that it's not going to touch. And that's also easy enough for you to pick up. Because you don't want to have to squat this thing up and do all your work, tire yourself out before you have to actually start moving. So once you get the right height set for you, the setup on this is going to be very important because a lot of contests or this event can be won and lost on just the starting of this. So first I get my hands set. Now I've seen very, very rare that people can actually do this well with their hands in the crossbar. I wouldn't recommend that. So you want to have your hands set on the bars right here. So this way I can control it because you're going to see as I move with this, it's going to swing a little bit. So if I can hang on to these and control them better, it's going to swing less and make this a lot easier for me. My hands are up here, I can't control that, it's going to move more. So I grab onto here. Now how high or low is really going to depend on your shoulder flexibility. Mine's not that great. I grab a little bit lower. I've seen people even hold it way down here. You're going to have to play around with that, but I'm going to grab it right here for me. Now once I get my hands set, you're going to have the bar in a high bar position like you're comparing to a squat. So if you have it low bar, again, I've seen people do this, if I have it too low, when I stand up with this and it gets heavy, it can actually slide off my back, all right? So you want it in the high bar position on your upper traps. So when we get that set right here, now sometimes people have a lot of pain doing this. If it's too high, my neck about here, it's gonna be on your bone. That's going to hurt, you don't want that. So get it set your upper traps and your muscles. So you wanna pull your shoulder blades together and that's gonna create a shove. Now next, once you have it in the right position, get your feet set. Another mistake is I see people start too far back. So you can see my feet are behind the bar. If I stand up with this, and like I said, I have a lot of weight on here, I'm just going to lean forward, I'm not going to move too well. So you want to have your feet right underneath this bar. And if you see my stance here, you don't want to get too wide. Okay? Some of you may squat in a wide stance, and the yoke is not a squat, okay? So if I start wide, I now have to, when I walk, I now have to bring my feet in. I'm only gonna waste time here. So I'm in a fairly narrow stance. My feet are under the bar. I'm in a fairly narrow stance under my hips. So as soon as I pick this up, I can start walking with it, okay? Before I do that, I'm also gonna arch my back real hard. I'm gonna get my head up. I like to pick my elbows up. If I do that, I feel it's gonna get my traps up a little higher. That's gonna create a better shelf for me. So if I put my elbows high, head up, arch, this is where I start. I take a big breath in, and as soon as they say start, I stand up with authority here. You don't wanna stand up slow and think, oh, this is heavy. You wanna really come up with this thing fast and take off with it. Now, once I get all set up here and I'm ready to go, you want the hips in front of the bar when you're moving. So when I start going with this, my hips stay in front. You're gonna run into trouble, especially if it's heavy. I'm going with it, and I start doing this, like I'm so behind the bar. There's a lot on your lower back, and not a place you wanna be in. You're gonna lose it really quick. All right, another little trick. As I'm walking with this, is I try to push it forward, almost like a bench press, because I'm gonna, one, be tight in my back. That's very important here. You wanna be tight. And I can actually push it forward, that's going to carry me forward faster, okay? And also, with moving of the feet, you don't want to take a big step. You'll see this already moves when I stand up. If I take a big step, it's going to move more. Okay, you want to minimize that. So what you want to do here is now you're pushing forward, short choppy steps. You're going to be a lot faster that way. Okay, so if I take big ones, it moves more. Short choppy, I can control it better, and it swings less.